Hey, yo, Will, you hear about this Cortez girl who did that big dethroning on the Democrat in Staten Island?
Is that the one where she knocked off that that fourth in line guy?
That's the one, yeah.
Big, huge upset.
Big upset, yeah.
The,
Everybody's talking about it, right?
the Democratic Socialist.
She's she's the future of the country, right?
Yeah, okay.
Well, I sent you an email over a couple things about her. I figured you'd check them out. Let me know what you think. Let's see.
Yeah, let's see. This is Tom Perez.
Yep. One of your
I guess
favorites.
he has something to say about her.
Now, something else happened last week. There was a primary in several states. Your state, home state of Maryland, and also up in New York, where the fourth most powerful Democrat in the United States Congress, Congressman Joe Crowley, was knocked out by a young woman, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, 28 years old, never ran for office before. Big progressive, also because of Democratic Socialists, actually, like Bernie Sanders did. She was a Bernie Sanders supporter. And in Maryland, Ben Jealous, another strong progressive, wins the Democratic nomination for governor. What's this tell you about where the Democratic Party is going today?
Well, my daughters, I have
Hopefully
3 kids,
further
2
left.
of them are daughters, one just graduated college, one is in college, and they were both texting me about their excitement over Alexandria because she represents the future of our party. She ran a spirited campaign. I have great respect for Joe Crowley. Joe Crowley is a good Democrat. He was one of the sponsors of the Medicare for All bill. He's fought
She's the
fight.
future of the party. Let's see. All right, future of the party.
That's what he's saying.
That's her?
That's her. That's her. It's the future of the party.
All right,
let's see what she
future of
says.
the party.
Just might as well check it out.
Hello, everybody. I'm so excited to be hopping on here, Senator Sanders' account, and we're here in Kansas City to rally for Brent Welder. We're gonna flip this seat red in November.
What? What did? Hold on. Can I read it? How do I replay
Just go
something?
click
Hold on,
to
wait.
it.
I
Hello,
gotta.
everybody.
That's her.
I'm so
That's her.
excited to be hopping on here, Senator Sanders' account, and we're here in Kansas City to rally for Brent Welder. We're gonna flip this seat red in November.
Hey, Brent, we're gonna flip it red. That's for sure. With a candidate like that, we're certainly gonna flip a lot.
It's gonna play
Flipped
on
it
the
red. All right, hold on. Wait. I just gotta hear it one more time. I can't.
Pause it at the end.
Hello, everybody.
Does anybody tell her that they're blue? Has anybody told her this yet? I mean, I know that she's new, but they might want to tell her that you're blue. You guys are the blue, supposedly the blue side. Okay. Already, I'm nauseous already. I mean, how do you win any type of election, primary or anything, and not know what side you are? Did she know what side she was when she ran? Did she run as a Republican, actually? Did she win as a Republican? What happened there? We're gonna flip this seat red. Okay, yeah, a lot of seats are gonna flip red if you put dopes up like this. What's this now? Okay.
Oh, you got like this
Democrat
one.
primary debate, Crowley versus Ocasio-Cortez. Oh, it's called.
Everything.
It's called
And that's what I fight for every
Tim,
day.
you know what?
Is
If
this-
this organization is as fascist as you have called it,
I said it's
and
that.
you're
Talk about
so
ICE.
fascist, then why don't you adopt the stance to eliminate it?
Whoa! Stop! Hold on! Stop! Is this gibberish that you're sending me? This is a real person.
This is
thing?
what people are talking about.
So they want to abolish ICE. We're gonna abolish
Abolish.
ICE.
They want to, yeah, that's what
Abolish.
she's saying. Get rid of it.
Abolish. We're no longer going to deport people from the interior of the nation that are here illegally. Is that what you're telling me? Is that the idea behind this? I gotta listen to more of this gibberish, this nonsense. This is complete and utter nonsense.
Problem, and your response has been to apply more paperwork to this situation, to have ICE collect more information on immigrants, and that puts our communities in danger, and it also conveys a profound
It puts our communities in danger to deport illegal people out of the country. ICE, which has been deporting a lot of, obviously, illegals, and many MS-13 gangbangers and Trinitarios and people that don't belong in this country, abolishing ICE makes our neighborhoods dangerous. ICE makes our neighborhoods dangerous. Not the gangbangers they're deporting. Yeah, please tell me more. This is a real genius fact. How did you lose to this? You are a clown. You are a total clown. First off, grab your pear right now and pair up and answer this. Okay? Just because you're a Democrat doesn't mean that you believe in abolishing ICE, does it? Do you guys believe in abolishing ICE now? Do you believe in a borderless country now? You didn't stand up to this nonsense? Be like, whoa, hey, I might be a Democrat, but I don't believe in abolishing the part of government of the executive branch that deports illegal aliens. What are you, crazy? This guy, no wonder you lost. You're a clown. You lost to this. I don't know how you were in there for so long. It must just be an easy job. You say, I'm a Democrat. Hold on, we're gonna.
Antithetical to everything that I believe in, and that's what I fight for every
And
day.
you know
That's what I
what?
fight
If
for.
this organization
That's what I
is
fight
as
for every day.
fascist as you have called it,
I said it's
and you
fascist.
have said
I've said it's fascist.
then why
I've
don't
said
you
it's fascist. That's why I'm out of a job.
stand
I've said
to
it's fascist.
eliminate it? This is a moral problem, and your
It's a moral problem. You're right, it is a moral problem. It's a moral problem to live in a country that was built by people that have bequeathed it to their children, that are trying to live in a nation that was built by their ancestors, and then have it overrun with people that are not legally here. And that are here illegally and causing crime. First off, your first crime is being here illegally. Let's start with that. You're here illegally. That immediately
It's a crime, right off the bat.
Right off
Right
the
off
bat.
the bat.
All right. So let's not forget that the people that we tried to deport from the interior of the nation are mostly people that are gangbangers or have felonies or some type of criminal alien. Oh, except when Barack Obama was deporting, what was it, 2.5 million people during his presidency? Oh yeah, deporter-in-chief deported more people. Yeah, deporter-in-chief deported more people than every president before him combined. And I love when they bring up, oh, well, that's because they changed turning people around at the border into deportations. They did that under Bush. And guess what? Bush deported less people than Barack Obama. As a matter of fact, Barack Obama, in his first year as president, of the however many 100,000, 300,000, 400,000, 500,000 people that he deported, we could look up the number, but only 31% of them were non-criminal aliens. Yeah, he deported 69% of the people he deported were non-criminal aliens. Only 31% of them were actually criminal aliens. Barack Obama, by the end of his presidency, out of the 2.5 million people that he deported, he only got to around half the people that he deported were criminal aliens. Half the people he was deporting were not criminal aliens. So, yeah, let's abolish ICE and let's just get overrun with Trinitarios and MS-13. Sounds like a good idea so far. A recipe for disaster for socialists and leftists that want to break our country into pieces. Yeah, okay, I can't even listen to this anymore. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Oh, no. It's definitely
it
not
gets
the
dumber?
dumbest.
Oh, okay, so let's hear it. It gets dumber. I'm sure it gets dumber. I'm sure it gets dumber. Wasn't she like a bartender or something like a couple?
Yeah, or something.
That's what we
happened
vote
with
for
the
now. We
bartender,
vote
yeah,
for bartenders and community organizers become presidents. The community organizer president, and we wonder why the country is ready on a powder keg, ready to explode. And we're gonna blame it on the guy that just took office last year. Yeah, let's blame him. Let's not blame the community organizer president that was handing out flyers to create anarchy around his neighborhood in Chicago over there, because that's what activists and community organizers do, aka anarchists, aka cause riots and problems and protests. And that's what Barack Obama was, right? Wasn't he an activist community organizer?
Yeah, he actually
Yeah,
was.
he was, yeah. And then he was senator for 2 months, which he voted on nothing, never showed up to anything, because out of those 2 years that he spent as senator, he was running for president for 1.5 years. So he didn't even learn anything in the Senate, and then we made him president. And wonder why everything is falling apart. Wonder why we had no GDP growth. Wonder why we have this attitude towards the police. Wonder why everybody, that this country, you know, we used to be on the left and the right, and we used to know who the enemy was. And it wasn't us. We all agreed on who the enemy was. Today, it seems like the enemy is your fellow Americans, your next door neighbor, your aunt, your uncle, your cousin, your sister, your brother, your mother.
From the Civil War, too.
You can't even have a dinner together. And it's because of nonsense like this. I mean, here, let's see. I didn't hear this one. I wonder how great this one is. Let's hear this one.
You, in the campaign, made one tweet or made one statement that referred to a killing by Israeli soldiers of civilians in Gaza and called it a massacre, which became a little bit controversial. But I haven't seen anywhere, what is your position on Israel?
Well, I believe absolutely in Israel's right to exist.
Oh, I love that. I love when the Democrats. I believe in their right to exist. Oh, good. Oh, good. You mean you don't believe in like letting them all get slaughtered by the Muslims around them that want to kill all of them, or you don't believe in having them gassed to death like in the Holocaust? You believe in their right to exist? Oh, okay. Well, that's a start. That's a start. Start with that. You believe in their right to exist. Okay.
And for me, this is not a referendum, I think, on the state of Israel. For me, the lens through which I saw this incident as an activist, as an organizer, 60 people were killed in Ferguson, Missouri. 60 people were killed in the South Bronx, unarmed. 60 people were killed in Puerto Rico. I just looked at that.
So people outside the
Oh,
country.
2 weeks ago, 70 people were shot up in Chicago. 2 weeks ago. 7 people, like what, 30 people were killed or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah, no, we have that happening all the time here, right here. Go be an activist here. Yeah, no, let's not worry about Israel's business. But go ahead, tell me about your expertise. Ex-bartender that became a congressperson or about to run for Congress overnight.
This is the future of the United States,
Yeah,
right
the
here.
future.
This is the
Tom
future.
Perez, future of the Democrat Party. Good, I'm glad. At least Hillary Clinton was formidable. This is a joke.
Incident more through just as an incident, and to me
It was an incident.
completely
Okay.
unacceptable.
Yeah,
that
it was an
happened
incident.
afterwards.
60 people were killed. It was an incident. It was an incident. Well, I see it as an incident. As an activist, I see it as an incident. I called it a massacre, but now on TV, I see it as an incident.
But of course, the dynamic there in terms of geopolitics.
The dynamic. Like she could even spell dynamic. I wonder if she could even spell dynamic. Do you know what the dynamic is? Do you know the history of Israel and what you call Palestine, but really the West Bank and the Gaza Strip and Jordan? And do you know about the war? And do you know about how we got to this point? I doubt it.
Very different than people.
I doubt it because you're a leftist and you don't know anything. Because leftists never know anything.
Yeah, but I also think that what people are starting to see, at least in the occupation.
Oh, the occupation.
Palestine is just an increasing crisis of humanitarian condition. And that to me is just...
You're right. It is humanitarian, increasing position, humanitarian position. Yeah, whatever you just said there, all nonsense. Yeah. Except the reason is because there are terrorists living in there that have the right to roam freely around and fire rockets and bombs at Israel all day. You wouldn't know that.
where I tend to come from on this issue. You use the term the
I don't even know what she said.
Oh, this is the best
What
part.
do you mean by that? Oh,
Ha! Go ahead, do that again. I got it. I just got it.
Palestine? What did you mean by that?
Oh, wait.
Oh,
Don't even know.
increasing crisis of humanitarian condition. And that to me is just where I tend to come from on this issue. You use the term the occupation of Palestine. What did you mean by that? Oh,
What I meant was, I mean, I know I used the term, but you know, I'm like a leftist, so I don't actually know
I don't know what the
anything.
term means.
Just come out and say it. Oh, you're already trying to learn how to tiptoe around the points like Democrats and leftists do. Unlike our president that just tells you what he feels right to your face, you want to tiptoe around. I believe in Israel's right to exist, but you tweet about their occupation of Palestine, and then when directly asked about what do you mean about your occupation of Palestine, just say it. You believe that the Israelis are occupying what is called Palestine. You believe that they're occupying land that isn't theirs. Go ahead, say it. But let's talk about the truth about what happened, okay? They were attacked by 7 countries, and they advanced their borders. Why should they give it back? The Israelis haven't wanted to show any peace. They let terrorists like Hezbollah and Hamas blow up things and fire rockets into Israel every day. They can't even run their own little, I want a 2-state solution. Every time I hear that, it makes me nauseous. They're not a state. They're not a state. But first off, if they're going back to being a state, shouldn't they go back to Jordan? Oh, God. Oh, my God.
in some of these areas and places where being, difficulty in access to
Whoa, what mumbo
their
jumbo?
housing and home. Do you think you can expand on that?
Yeah, because
Nope.
she's like, the thing is, man, because I don't know what the hell you just said. What did you just say? She was like, adequate housing and on homes. What?
I am not the expert on geopolitics.
Oh, clearly!
For me, I'm not
Oh, wait.
the expert on this issue. You know, I am not the expert on geopolitics.
That didn't stop you from sending out tweets and mouthing off about occupations and massacres, though.
In finding
Anything to fire up your base because they're dumber than you. That's the thing. That's how you even get voted. Anything to fire up my base because they're as they lack more knowledge than you lack, which is almost impossible.
I know this is a very honest, and you're going to. It's very honest, and when you get to Washington and you're an elected member of Congress, you'll have the opportunity to talk to people.
Oh, did you say when she gets to Washington? Yeah, okay. When she gets to Washington. Okay. And you know what the funny thing is? That that district, I think, has been Democrat for like eons.
Yeah, I think it's like 30 years
yeah,
or something like
yeah,
that.
so,
right?
you know, the chances are that we will have lots of these things to talk about. I can't wait till she says shit like this in front of like the world. Like, this is gonna be fantastic. I mean, listen, you think we're a joke now, put stuff like this up there. I mean, literally, people will be in awe of, wow, this is, I'm shocked. Thank God there's 430 whatever Congress people, and she'll just be another dope in the mix, part of the swamp.
Start from there.
What's this?
Start from there.
Right, okay. Let me see. Dem socialist decrees low unemployment rate. Oh, okay, so.
Unemployment is pretty low, right? It is.
They're running out of words.
Yeah,
that's right,
I think unemployment actually is at an all-time low,
yeah,
right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, listen, that's why I love, you know.
So maybe this
I
is the
love
video.
when I listen to these dopes say, I'm unemployed, and you know, I'm part of the 99%, the 1% stealing everything. Actually, if you're unemployed, you're part of the bottom 4%, you loser, and you're a clown, okay? If you're unemployed in this economy, that's your fault, okay? Because unemployment's never been lower. So you're not part of the 99%, you're part of the bottom 4%, okay? We're the 96%, the ones that actually have jobs. So let's deal with this dope.
This might be the video that redeems her in your eyes, though. Well, this could be the one.
Do you think so?
It
All
might
right,
be.
well, listen, I'm willing to give everybody a chance. Let's hear it.
Unemployment is low because everyone has 2 jobs.
What?
Unemployment is low.
What did she say? What did she just say?
Play it back.
Well, I don't believe that. I don't believe I just heard that. Hold on.
Play it back.
We gotta do that again. All right, let's try that again. Because I must have misheard that.
Unemployment is low because everyone has 2 jobs.
I can't believe this lady just fall right out of a chair and just like fall in and like walk up and say, I'm sorry. I'm trying to hold it together here, but this one, woo! I've had some dumb ones up here, but this one is the.
Why does that not make sense? Because there must be people out there who believe in this.
Would you like
Can
to
you
know
break
that?
down for
Yeah, would you like to know how that doesn't make sense for all you dopes out there that think that makes sense, and why you'd be a total moron if you think that makes sense? I'll tell you why. Because there's only either employed or unemployed. That's it. That's how we determine the unemployment rate. Oh, and then we, you know, throw out a whole bunch of people that said, I'm just done looking for a job, so we just take them out so we can make an erroneous unemployment rate. And we've been doing it. It really blew up under Obama with all that nonsense. And Trump is going to take advantage of that too and tout his great unemployment rate, even though we took millions of people out of the workforce for saying they're not even looking for a job anymore. Because, you know, there's so much social services and entitlements for everybody to get. What do you need a job for? I mean, people like this get elected, hey, man, what the hell do I need a job for? Everything's free now. College is free, food is free, my house is free, it's all free. It's all free. Where are we gonna get it from? We're gonna tax the 1%? Oh, we're gonna tax the 1%. Oh, hey, in case you guys haven't noticed, when you take too much from the 1%, they move. Did you ever know? They leave the country. And then you wind up like Venezuela. Okay, so here, let's listen to this nonsense again. I just want to hear it one more time. Oh, and back to, because I know I like to rant and go off topic, back to why it doesn't make sense. You're either employed or unemployed. It doesn't matter how many jobs you have. The amount of jobs you have does not change the unemployment rate. The unemployment rate is based on people, not the jobs that are being filled. It's the people that have jobs. So out of 100 people, let me get this, right? If 95 people out of 100 have jobs, that is 5% unemployment. Doesn't matter how many jobs they have. Listen, you do not need to be a statistician to figure this out, okay? If you can't figure this out, you're as dumb as a box of rocks, and you need to vote for someone like her because you'll never make any money, and you'll have to vote for someone like this to give you someone else's shit. That's what you need. You need someone else's shit because you won't be able to feed yourself. I'm surprised you can tie your shoes and get out of bed in the morning.
Very low.
Okay, let's listen.
Unemployment is low because everyone has 2 jobs.
Oh my God.
Unemployment is low because people are working 60, 70, 80 hours a week.
Oh! Unemployment is low because people are working 80 hours a week. That might be dumber than the first thing she said. It's getting dumber. It's getting dumber. So unemployment is low because everyone has 2 jobs and because they work 80 hours a week. Wouldn't that be taken away from, wouldn't that be adding to unemployment? If so many people were working 2 jobs and working 80 hours a week, then wouldn't they be taking up all the jobs for the other people? It actually would probably work against that. It would probably create more unemployment. Unemployment is low because people are working 2 jobs and working 80 hours a week. I don't know how
makes
this
sense. Employment's low because people are working too much.
Yeah, unemployment. Yeah. Oh, because they have too many jobs and they're working too long. Okay, yeah, that really makes absolutely 0 sense. I don't know why the lady that's interviewing her right now didn't just say, whoa, stop. Like, do you understand the even basic math? Do you have remedial math? I know you went, I think you went to college and stuff, right?
She goes to the Bronx, so yeah,
Yeah. Do you know like remedial math? Do you know like the simplest math?
Really feed their kids. And so I do think that right now we have this no holds barred Wild West hyper-capitalism.
Oh my God! You let me down! To call after those last two statements, I'm sorry if I can't take your opinions on the economy and our hyper-capitalism. I don't think pardon me if I don't take them seriously, okay? If you can't even understand how the unemployment rate works. Please, let's hear more about your macroeconomic philosophies. Go ahead, please.
Profit at any cost. Capitalism has not always existed in the world, and it will not always exist in the world.
Oh my God, I'm glad you saved this one for last, because capitalism won't always exist. Yeah, because you know why? This is what we usually do in the world. Here's what we usually do. We usually find the best thing that ever worked, and then we totally get rid of it. I mean, think about all the great examples you have of socialism, aka communism. Stop. So it's socialism. We're democratic socialists. Yeah, so is Stalin, I'm sure. Okay. Listen. Bottom line is simple. Okay. Right now, let's talk about all these great communist countries. Do you know how many there are? There's Laos. There's Vietnam. Real economic superpowers. There's Cuba. Oh, North Korea. That's a good one, man. If you don't, that's not a model to live by. I don't know what. Oh, and there's China. Out of all of those countries right there, those communist great places to be, which one is the? Would you say has a viable economy? Obviously, China.
China.
Growing, the middle class is growing leaps and bounds. The funny thing is that in 1967 or 8, they had a leader. His name was Deng Xiaoping. Right? He said, "Yeah, we're going to institute market economics into our communist system." Because for people that don't know, socialism, communism, these are forms of economics. Okay, Marxism is a form of economics. It's not really a form of government, but it always turns out to become authoritarian. Okay, always. There's just no way to stop it. Once they get in, they never let go. You vote for a communist once or a socialist once, you never get them out. Okay, so Deng Xiaoping says we're going to institute market economics. Now, China, back in the 1960s and early 1970s, was a third world hellhole. Literally, people starving to death all over the country, okay? Today, they are a super economy, super powerful super economy. That's because of those 5 communist nations. China, when they instituted market economics, instituted capitalism, market economics. They have these free market, free trade zones. They have been loosening up on their communist economics. They keep all the authoritarian dictatorship and murder and arbitrary imprisonments and everything else that comes along. They weren't going to let go of that. I mean, come on. Their leader just said, yeah, I decided that I'm going to be president forever. And they were just like, okay. So, that's how things still go over there. But as far as their economy, they're capitalist. And as far as a lot of these other socialist nations that I want to point to, these European semi-socialist nations, they're also capitalists. And the United States, if you think that the United States is strictly capitalist, then you haven't been paying attention to our economic system since the New Deal and FDR. You haven't been paying attention to the fact that the United States is already significantly socialist. What do you call Social Security? What do you call welfare? What do you call food stamps? What do you call Medicaid and Medicare? There is plenty of socialism in the United States. And I don't disagree that we need social programs. What do you call building roads? The government building roads. This is all socialism. These are all social programs. These are all taking your tax dollars and redistributing that money. I don't disagree that the United States has to have a mix of capitalism and socialism. It's what made us great. The thing is, how far are you willing to go? I mean, in a country that's so great, even the people that hate it don't want to leave, okay? and people are trying to come over to, if we build that wall Trump wants to build, they'll be climbing over walls to get here, okay? That we're trying to throw them out, and people are stopping us from throwing them out, and they want to overrun our borders, the country. There's a reason for that. There's a reason why they all want to come here. There's a reason why. You know what? Let me try going down to another country, like my wife's from Colombia, wonderful, beautiful country, been there, love the people, love everything about the country. But let me go down there and say, hey, how you doing? I'm from America. I speak Spanish, but let's pretend I don't. I don't speak the language, and I don't know anything about this country. And I don't have a job, and I don't have any family here or anything. But you know, I would like a place to live for free. I would like some food stamps. I would like some papers, and I would like a whole bunch of social services and medical. And they'd be like, "What are you, out of your mind? Get out of here! What are you, out of your mind?" No, but we're not dumb enough to do that, because the first thing that someone does when they do come here, even legally, the very first thing an immigrant does when they come here and get a green card, if they get a green card, or one of them gets a green card and the other one stays illegal and works off the books, the very first thing they do here is go to social services. And we want to talk about immigrants being the same as the immigrants. This country's built on immigrants. Yeah, both my grandparents were those. Yeah, they came here. There was no welfare for them. There was no Section 8 for them. They came here with hands full of tools to build this nation. And you think that they built it to hand it over to a bunch of people that want to come here and get free stuff? Is that what you think? Is that really what you think happened in this country? No, you see, my grandfather fought Nazis, actual Nazis, not people that disagree with me and then call you a Nazi. No, actual Nazis that had swastikas and followed Hitler and murdered Jews. You know, those people that we actually fought a war and actually destroyed. Not the kind that you just call somebody a Nazi because they don't believe what you believe in this country. Actual Nazis. And he built this nation to bequeath it to his children and to his grandchildren, just like the rest of the immigrants that came here. They didn't build this nation so that we can just hand it over to people that want to come here and have no respect for our laws, don't care, and when they get the opportunity, go out there and go get food stamps and work off the books. They didn't build it for that. Do you believe in your right to bequeath everything that you earn in your lifetime to your children, to your grandchildren, to leave it down the line? Of course you do. So what do you think the immigrants that came here, our ancestors, built this nation for?
For that?
Exactly. And, one more thing. Every time the news tries to trick you with the nonsense that, the asylum seekers, oh yeah. No, in the 1950s, there was a United Nations outline of exactly what asylum is, okay? And being poor from South America doesn't qualify you necessarily for asylum, okay? I'm sorry. You don't just say, I'm really poor and I'm from South America, so I get asylum, right? Or Central America, or whatever, or El Salvador, or whatever. There are specific rules for asylum. And the reason they want to come over the border, instead of go apply for asylum in like the 11 embassies, or the embassy and 11 other places that you could apply for asylum through Mexico all the way up to the border, is because if they apply at the right place, there's a much better chance that they'll get denied as if they come into the country and then try to sneak in here and then try to apply for asylum. So that's why they keep doing it. See, there's a reason that we have to enforce these borders. Colombia, South America, right now is getting flooded with people that are trying to come over their borders that's in a country that's in economic meltdown crisis. Economic meltdown. One of your buddies, one of your socialist buddies over there, Nicolas Maduro, and who took over the country from his socialist buddy, Hugo Chavez, and have completely decimated and destroyed a once powerful and wealthy South American nation, full of plenty of gas, they had money, they were a successful story for South America. And now they're rubble, ruin, approaching 1,000,000% inflation. They have no hospitals, they don't have Band-Aids, they don't even have paper to print passports on for these people to get out of there, okay? But if you just try to just run over borders in Colombia, these people are actually literally starving. They open the gates to let you in sometimes so you can get medical supplies and food and all these necessary things that they need. But if you get caught just trying to get over there, they will arrest you, they will detain you, and they will put you back. So you're telling me countries like Colombia, countries like Mexico, and these other countries, they have the right to defend their borders, but the greatest country in the world, yeah, that's right, Governor Cuomo, the greatest country in the world. Always great, always will be great, and once we get rid of losers like you, we'll be even greater. You're telling me great countries like the United States don't have the right to defend its borders?
Well, I don't think that's what I'm telling you.
The largest GDP in the entire world, $20 trillion GDP. Everybody wants to come over here and get a piece of the good life. I feel bad for people that haven't had the ability to come here, that want to come here, but there are 7 billion people, 8 billion people on this earth. What are we going to do? Just let everybody in from you won't be able to support the people that you've already taken in from impoverished nations that we're trying to already take care of. And that includes Latinos, that includes Haitians, that includes everybody from around the world that's been trying to get here from impoverished nations that are already here. How are we going to be able to take care of them as well as the ones that have been here, as well as the ones that have built this nation and all the Americans that are already here? How are we going to continue to do that with nonsense like this? Let me just listen to a little bit more of this. I've been all over the place right now, but I got it.
Okay, so what do you make up her economics idea where everybody...
What economics ideas? What did she even
What
say?
do you make up her economics?
She didn't say anything.
In the world, and it will not always exist in the world.
Okay, so what do you
It
make
will not
up
always
her
exist in the
economics?
world. Okay, yeah, it will not always exist in the world. Yeah, well, when you finish ruining the world, I guess it won't exist anymore. When people like you and Bernie Sanders finish ruining the world, everything should be free, and everybody should get a free ride, and the people that work hard, you know, you have a choice to make in this life. You know, guys like Mitt Romney and all these other guys that have decided to trade their life away pretty much for money. I mean, Mitt Romney's a nice guy, but I would imagine that his children were probably, you know, in boarding schools and things like that. There's a lot of sacrifices that you make. I don't feel that I deserve that guy's money. You know, we take a larger portion from the wealthy in order to help run this government. And a lot of the portion that we take from the wealthy is handed out to people that don't work at all. I understand that the wealthy should pay more. I agree with that type of, I don't agree with a flat tax, because to me a flat tax is more of a regressive tax. I understand the tax system in the United States. But the bottom line is, the more you make, the more you pay. They're already paying more. How much do you want to tax them? Do you want to tax them out of existence? Do you, you know, like in Venezuela right now, what do you think, the rich people stayed? They ran, dude. They ran to every other, because they got money. They're like, oh, we're getting out of this collapsing mess of a country. And they've been out of there for a long time. Why do you think the country's falling apart? Oh my God, I can't stand
You gotta
it.
wrap it up.
I
It's
gotta-
getting long, bad, right?
Alright, but she is attractive. I guess that's what they're gonna run on from now on, just put pretty people up there. Alright, wrap it up. I'm sick to my stomach after watching that.
Any final words on Cortez?
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw up after watching that. If this is what they plan on making the face of their party, I almost feel bad, because they won't even have a party left after this. This will be the end. This is the United States of America. This shit ain't gonna fly.